I grew up in a Christian home with parents who were in the early days of homeschooling in my state. And creation was part of my homeschool curriculum. I was homeschooled through 8th grade. And then when my parents picked a Christian high school, there were 3 options in the area. Only one of the high schools had an explicit commitment to the 6-day creation view. And that was one of the criteria my parents looked for. So through high school. Now, when I went off to college, state school, so it's only evolution that's taught, and I'd explain my experience this way. I read an article not too long ago, advice for college students, written by a Christian journalist who had been a professor in a state system. Christian students going off to college, here's some advice. And one of his piece of advice was, expect to read double. You're not going to get the Christian worldview in state schools, so you need to learn and repeat what they've told you, and then if you need to get the real answer, by reading on the side. And my mother said to me, you did that. I wasn't consciously trying to. I guess I just had an interest in the topic, and I'd read Michael Behe's book, Darwin's Black Box. I'd go to Ken Ham's conferences. I'd read material from the Institute for Creation Research. So even at a Christian school, though, I had an interest. I was reading on the side, so by the time I got to college, I was prepared for what they were going to say, and could take the argument to them, could take the questions to my fellow students, rather than have them surprise me with something that I'd never been prepared for. So the strong influence of my parents and having access to fairly technical creationist material was a huge boon to surviving college, because the evolutionary arguments get technical in nature, and you have to do the extra reading beyond just maybe the basics that someone has grown up with. You're going to get a technical attack, so you have to have a technical response. And my upbringing played a huge role in making sure I was prepared for that.